chance. So, what can happen as episode 301 goes live as Bumrah joins Umesh Yadav? They may as well just declare right now as Starc bowls to Bumrah, who defends in his own unique manner. So, they have lost both their batters. And he came across the right hander, a bit of swing. Believe me, if this was Pant playing the shot, they would have gone after him for his life. But then it's Saha. They all have some kind of praise for this guy, which baffles me. As we get ready for the final ball of this over, Court Bouncer ends the over 8 for 235. As we get ready for the third over of the day, and Cummins and Starc doing what Cummins and Starc do, wreaking havoc over the batters as Umesh Yadav hits a shot, and that's a six in his own unique style. Something for the and that's a four. Something for people to cheer about. This should have been done by Saha, not by number 10. And this is once again where we will miss a certain Rishabh Pant who will be smiling internally that you miss me in these situations. Pitched up and Umesh Yadav, well, he does this often, smashes the ball over the fielder's head in that vacant region because it's a 5-day match. Once again, tries an ugly hoik and misses completely. As it's 9:45. 8 for 239 in 91.4 overs with Australia in complete control of this situation. Though it's a good score, that we'll know once the other team comes out to bat. But in my context, they should declare. Let's see what happens. With the boat and Saha gone, it's up to the number 9, 10, 11 to do the job. Once again, tries the same shot, misses completely. So maybe he's been sent with instructions to go after the bowling. That will be a very unique situation. Trying an almighty blind swing. The final ball of the over. And that's nicely played. Yorker dugout and and ends the over. It's 8 for 240. As we get ready for another over, Starc continues 92 overs, 8 for 240. One would say Australia in control because it's not enough runs. We have seen 600 runs being scored in these kinds of situations. But as Australia bowls to Umesh Yadav, who digs the Yorker out straight to the fielder. Now expect moments of complete silence as they will just keep. I think they should declare in my view. as Stark bowls to Umesh Yadav, who once again goes for the big shot, and this was always happening, and this will be taken by Matthew Wade. Another wicket falls, and is it time for India to declare? 'Cause these are the kinds of shots that should have been tried by Pant, and this is where we're going to miss Rishabh Pant. And a good catch taken running all the way. The second wicket keeper, Matthew Wade, one of the openers will be thinking, well, I'll also have to face some good bowling. So another one goes, it's 9 for 240. Ugly shot from number 10, but what do you expect from number 9, number 10, number 11? They will do that. So the advantage is of the bowlers. Any team could have had this advantage as Shami comes in, Bumrah defends, and he beats him completely. In this situation, even an Ishant Sharma would have been useful, but he's not there. Pant has not been selected, so yeah, poor selection as far as the selection of Saha goes. But then even Australia don't have that kind of great batting, except for two guys. The number 5, 6, 7 is equally vulnerable, as well as the number 1 and 2. They're not exactly in the most confident of guys. And Australia never had confident openers except one or two came in between. Maybe Warner up to some extent, Hayden, but nobody else comes to mind for me. And this match could be over in 3 days by tomorrow. But let's see what happens. As Starc bowls to Bumrah, who plays it away, and will that be a boundary? That's a boundary from Jasprit Bumrah. It's NZ over, it's 9 for 244. So 9 for 244. Well, they are near the 250, but will 250 be good enough? Yes, I think it will be good enough. We have the boat, then we have three very good fast bowlers, and just like Australia, we have 4 and 3/4 bowlers, 4 bowlers plus Hanuma Vihari. And I think India's innings has been put to an end as Shami gets a good bouncer and a catch straight to square leg taken by Travis Head, and that's goodbye. So 4 wickets lost for 11 runs, courtesy Cummins and Starc with 2 wickets each. Shami goes for a duck and 244 all out. Let's see what happens because this is exactly a deja vu of what happened 4 years ago. And of course, number 7 to number 11 did not contribute, and except for number 3, number 4, number 5, nobody else got the ball rolling. So it's going to be very interesting as to how the Australian bowlers respond in this situation. We'll be back after a short break. So India bowled out for 244, which means that the advantage is on Australia because then they can take advantage of this. But it depends how their openers go. Do they have good opening batters? Well, they have decent opening batters, but nothing better than Shaw and Mayank Agarwal. I think the better batting lineup would have been to include Jadeja in this situation. Open with Hanma Vihari could have been great. If Australia can go with a temporary opening batter because of the absence of two of their main batters who are injured at this point, they could have easily gone with Hanuma Vihari, but now it's in the past. It's done. There's no point going back. What can the Indian bowlers do? Can they take advantage of defending 244? Yes, the advantage is in Australia's side. That's something that is clear, that is understandable, but it's a long way to go to even get into that situation. Let's see what happens. No one knows right now. Anything is possible in this situation. So I will be back once the Australian batters start their innings. As the Australian openers are all set to begin their innings. And how did the Australians bowl? I think they bowled decently, but India also have a boat. If Australia has a goat called Nathan Lyon, India has a boat called Ashwin,
It's
and
10
three
hours.
very good fast bowlers, perhaps even better than Australia's fast bowlers, but that's something that remains to be seen. And of course, the owners will be on Labuschagne and Smith, and somehow on some, and then of course on the all-rounders in Travis Head and Cameron Green, but they are all-rounders. That remains to be seen. And this is where we will miss Jadeja and Pant in terms of getting those extra 30, 40 runs. But remember, this is a deja vu of what happened 4 years ago when India, 2 years ago when India only made 250, yet they went on to win the match. So it all depends on how this situation progresses. But it's going to be very interesting. There was this long standing debate on how the whether a pink ball should be used. I think all matches should be day and night. It's perfect for all countries. All 4 or 5 matches scheduled in a tournament, all 5 of them should be day and night. Starting at 1 o'clock local time, going till 8:30, depending on 1 o'clock, or as in Australia's case, 2:30 local time, and going on till 9 a.m. local, 9 p.m. local time, as the Indian team comes in their pre-match huddle. What do they talk about? And what will they have for lunch after the match finishes? All of them looking to travel to various parts of Australia, breaking the bubble. Well, let's see. Virat Kohli giving his speech of let's take wickets in the first, let's get the openers. Their openers are not good enough. We have the runs. We've scored 240 plus. Their openers are nervous. You have a guy who has never opened before. You have another one who has been given the boot by so many individuals of he hasn't made runs. So this is an opportunity for the bowlers for the first strike. Let's see. Very interesting. Uh, Australia have around 25 overs or so to survive. But I think this match could be over in 3.5 to 4 days. Expect Shami, Bumrah to do something as the Australian openers come out. Australia forced to go with Wade because of the absence of Warner and Will Pakosvi. So the experience isn't there as far as the openers go. The only experienced individual at this point in time with more than 50 matches, with more than 30 matches is Steve Smith. So the entire batting revolves around him. Well, even Matthew Wade has played 30 plus matches. That he's in that Rohit Sharma situation. it's going to be a very interesting story. But he'll go after the bowling. If he is that aggressive kind of guy, very similar to that Rohit Sharma story, he will go after the bowling. Maybe he succeeds like Rohit Sharma. We never know. Matthew Wade could have that story which is very similar to a Sehwag or a Rohit Sharma or a Matthew Hayden or a Warner who thought they would never be good in these 5-day games. As we have Umesh Yadav, someone who is very similar to that Hazelwood kind of situation, as he gets the first over. Of course, it's a debate, it's a toss of coin. Who should get the first over? Should it be? That's up to the team management. As Matthew Wade gets ready against a very good bowler in Umesh Yadav. First ball, nicely bowled. Of course, the statistics floating around is that this guy Matthew Wade is opening for the first time in the 4-day matches. Well, that was the case with Rohit Sharma, Sehwag, Warner, Hayden, and now we all give them this GOAT praise as Umesh bowls to Wade, who lets the ball go. So it doesn't surprise me. It's an experiment, as they experimented with Rohit Sharma a year ago, and that worked. So this may also work. And this one leaves the batter and goes away. So three good balls. Good swing. As we get ready, fourth ball. This time, once again, beats the batter. An excellent start by the Indian bowlers. 4 balls, 0 runs. As he goes fetching for the ball, trying to get some runs into his kitty. And it was a bit of luck for the Australian bowlers that they got the edge, and the Indian fast bowlers so far have not got the edge. Let's get cracking. Once again, a wide delivery, he lets it go. 5 balls without much fuss for the batter. As we get ready for the final ball of the first over, lets it go. It's 0 for 0. Australia, after 2 overs, are 0 for 0. What can the bowlers do to have an impact in this match so far? So far, nothing has happened, but only 2 overs, enough to give an impression of what will happen. The strangest part in all of this is that if Australia gets an edge and it doesn't go to the fielder, it's luck. As Umesh Yadav bowls to Matthew Wade, once again misses. And then the debate will be the Australian bowlers bowl better than the Indian bowlers, whereas on in that context, both the groups are same. All the 6 individuals, all the 8 individuals are same. I don't. They may say that Lyon is better than Ashwin, but I will say that Ashwin is slightly more talented and skilled than Lyon. If our 9, 10, 11 couldn't do anything, then don't expect their 9, 10, 11 to do something. As this time plays it away straight to the fielder. As we get ready for the third ball of the third over, this time plays it away and 15 balls,
It's
0
10
runs.
15.
15 balls, 0 runs so far. As we get ready. So 16 balls, 0 runs, a nervous opening pair. And if this was Warner or any other guy, they would have at least tried to attack. But these are two nervy batters, probably on their last lap of their career. That is what is floating around. Let's see what happens. This time plays it away. 2.5 overs, 0 runs, 0 wickets. As we get ready for the final ball of the third over, plays it away, no runs, ends the over, it's 0 for 0. I'm reading these comments, and there is a strange kind of praise for the Australian batters, as if everything they do is perfect. They're leaving the ball, they're not getting flustered by 3 overs where the Indian bowlers are bowling nicely, but then they're Australia. They will be praised for Australia, no matter. Even if they're 20 for 5, you still think that the number 7, 8, 9, and 10 can surprise us. And if Steve Smith comes at 20 for 2, doesn't matter. He is Steve Smith. He can do anything. And this kind of double standard is what irks me as we get ready for the fourth ball. Edged and draw and falls short of gully. Totally squared the batter up. And of course, let's get into this situation. Did the Kohli run out change the course of the match? Yes and no. Was it a miscommunication between Rahane and Kohli? Yes and no. So let's see. Just because he's letting the balls go, it doesn't mean that he's batting nicely. Means he's nervous to score. He doesn't want to edge, which will happen. Did the Australian bowlers bowl well? Yes, of course. But there's a long way to go. Is this match in the danger of getting over by day after tomorrow on Sunday? Well, we'll find out soon. As Bumrah bowls to Joe Burns, who plays it away as Australia are nervous and they're not getting those runs. And if this was the other situation, India was 0 for 0, and this was Shaw and Agarwal, it would have been like, wow, such poor batting. But it's Australia, they can't do anything wrong. They are this perfect team, despite having two individuals who are nervous, who have been perceived as nervous. As Joe Burns gets ready, as he lets another ball go outside the off stump. So 3.4 overs, 0 for 0. As a short gully has been brought in for that edge which goes flying. Another ball, the batter lets go. 3.5 overs, 0 for 0. Another ball, the batter lets go. 4 overs gone, 0 for 0.